There may be a drought out there, but storm clouds are raining on earnings season. Let's get right to it with Ryan Vlastelica. He's our markets man. We're going to stop inviting you back to the show, despite your dashing good looks. You're nothing but doom and gloom.
Seems like every time I'm here, it's the same story. We're down across the board.
Look at the S&P, down about just under 1%.
Right.
Same with the Dow, just over. NASDAQ.
Right. Good news, this is not about Europe today. The bad news, it's about us. It's
Yay,
about
us.
the United States and earnings season. Probably the most important one that come out today was United Parcel Services, UPS,
right.
big shipping
stock,
company. They came out with earnings and sales that missed expectations. They also have a very cautious outlook. Now, UPS and its peer company FedEx, or its main competitor,
Look at UPS, they're down about 5.5%.
Yeah, steep losses there. UPS and FedEx are both considered proxy for business activity just because of, what are companies shipping? It's just sort of an indication of that. So the fact that they see weak demand going forward is sort of an indication that maybe this weakness is a little bit more widespread. This isn't just a package shipping story.
All right, let's talk big tech and Texas Instrument. Bring them back up on the board.
Right.
Down just under 2% there. 2Q, good. 3Q looks weak.
Right. Again, we've talked about this before. After Applied Materials,
right.
Advanced Micro Devices, Intel, a lot of chip makers have been cutting their outlooks, and TI is no exception. They did that last night. Some of this news is sort of priced in, so we're not seeing the sell-offs that we saw in some of those other names, but it is still an indication of how this sector is seeing really weak demand.
Let's talk appliances. Nobody's bigger globally than Whirlpool.
Right.
Look at that, 6.5% down today. Missed again, down in Europe.
Right.
Strong dollar not helping.
Right. It's the same story that we've been talking about. It seems like every day I'm here, the weakness in Europe is sort of coming back here. Whirlpool is seeing a lot of weak demand over there, and that's just really eroding their net profits and sales.
Now, I thought that you were going to come in and say that AT&T was the big bright spot, as it looked like earlier, but then you walk in the studio and suddenly things take a nosedive. What's happening with the stock now? It was
Take
down.
note, AT&T shareholders, that can be bought. AT&T, they had a better than expected profit. They added more subscribers in a month. This is all very good. However, they had a slightly weak revenue in the latest quarter, and that was enough for investors to take profits. AT&T, along with Verizon, make up really the bulk of the telecom sector here in the United States, and telecom is considered a defensive play. They pay dividends, they're not as closely tied to the pace of economic growth, and telecom has been one of the strongest performers so far this year. So that is to sort of set them up for a little bit of a pullback when there's any indication of weakness, and they got that today with AT&T's revenue.
Sure. Okay. I want to just remind folks also that you can read the bottom of the screen here for more headlines throughout the show. All right. Let's get sexy. Let's get big. Let's get to the point of what everybody is really waiting for today. Apple, earnings after the bell.
Right. Okay. Apple is the company that people look out for when it comes to earnings. It's the most valuable tech company in the world. It's one of the biggest of any sector out there. And pretty much every quarter, they don't just report good earnings, they report blowout earnings. They just report mammoth sales, mammoth profits.
They underestimate but overperform.
Right.
So what do you think now? iPhone sales slow, waiting for the big iPhone 5 to come out?
Here's the issue. They're coming out with a new version of the iPhone and the iPad later on this year. So it's possible that a lot of customers are going to, delay their purchases until the next version is out. They don't want to be immediately outdated.
Sure.
So it's possible that these numbers this quarter will not be at the heights that we've seen in previous quarters.
Maybe the iPad sales, though, made up for any lag in the iPhone sales. We'll have to
well,
wait and see.
any company would still kill for the kind of numbers that the most bearish predictions are for Apple.
Sure.
But still, it may not be the kind of gargantuan sort of numbers that we've become used to.
All right, let's stay somewhat along these lines. Tech here. Netflix.
Right.
Also earnings after the bell. I guess remains to be seen how many more subscribers they added. I'm the last person on earth, it seems, that's not a subscriber.
Right.
I know they're streaming now in more countries. They bought up more movies and television shows.
Right.
What do you think?
Well, it's not just a number of subscribers that they added, but what type of subscriber. A lot of people are just using their streaming only option, which is the cheapest. Netflix has been reporting a lot of people using their streaming service. They recently posted their best month ever in terms of hours streamed. But what's more profitable is the DVD by mail service. So the more people who use that, those programs, whatever whatever size of it, that's what people are really hoping for, and that's what's really going to drive the earnings, which haven't been as strong lately. And the stock, which used to be a trading favorite, is nowhere near the highs it used to be at.
I happen to know you are a Netflix subscriber, though, correct?
That's right. I am a Netflix subscriber, and I'm going to go home and I'm going to watch Zapped tonight. I have Zapped coming from me.
Zapped, the classic with Scott Baio?
Yeah.
That's frightening.
It's considered the Citizen Kane of Scott Baio movies.
Consider this your last show.
Yeah.
All right. Ryan Plastelika, thank you so much. And remember, you can follow us on Twitter at Reuters Insider. Ryan will not be tweeting about Zap, so don't worry about that. And also check out our Reuters YouTube channel. That's at Reuters.com/ReutersTV. I'm Lisa Bernhardt, and this is Reuters.